What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show and Happy New Year's. Let me know what you are doing for New Year's, and do you have any New Year's resolution? In this video, we're going to go over several things here for you guys, including why Americans still haven't felt the worst of the war on inflation, meaning 2023 will be the survival of the fittest, and House Republicans prepare to counter Democrats' priorities with several new bills, what they plan to try to axe and get rid of. We'll go over several different bills here for you guys in this video, with some of the changes that could be coming here in 2023. And well, we'll be going over a lot of that here in future upcoming videos here as well. But if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. Only takes a second. And remember, this way you won't miss out on new videos. And thank you so much for liking and sharing as well. Let's jump right in. Here we go. Yeah, so what we're seeing right now here with inflation and interest rates being hiked is a little bit of a lag. A little bit of a lag. So we're starting to see, at least from the government's data, which a lot of people find skeptical, and I don't blame you. I'm also one of the people that have kind of in that boat, because it's a little bit deceiving at best. Okay, so we're seeing the interest rates go up, and we're seeing the inflation data come down a little bit. And this is a little bit deceiving because some of the data is because home prices are coming down, car prices are coming down. But the problem is, to buy a home or to buy a car, the vast majority of us don't buy them in cash. You have to get a loan or a lease, which is basically a loan, and you have to make payments on them. And if you make payments on them, you're paying higher payments because the interest rates are so much higher. In fact, a lot of articles and payments are saying that the average home price now is $1,000 a month more because of how much higher home interest rates are. Yeah, home interest rates are now 6.5, close to 7%, because of the interest rates being raised so many times here in 2022 going into 2023. Yeah. So, and in fact, the Federal Reserve, the Fed, is going to probably raise interest rates multiple times going into 2023 as well. So this is a problem. This is a problem. In fact, I'll show you right here. It's just, we had a little bit of an anomaly here in the home mortgage market. Yeah, you can see here mortgage rates rose this week after actually falling for 6 weeks straight. Yeah, so mortgage rates actually fell for 6 weeks straight. Not that much. Don't get too excited. I'll show you here in a second. The reason they fell is really because of demand. Nobody wants to buy homes right now because, well, if you're going from one home to another and your home was at 2.8%, 3%, even if you were at 4% and you hadn't refinanced for a while or something like that, why would you want to go from 4% to 6+%? You'd be paying hundreds of dollars more per month in interest, maybe even $1,000 more per month, depending on the cost of the home. You would really, really want to have to move to do that. And the mortgage demand, people actually moving, is just, we're at like a 25+ year low, and people just aren't moving. You have to really, really want to move, or maybe be like a first-time home buyer to actually do it. You could see here mortgage rates rose this week, their first increase after falling for 6 consecutive weeks. Even though the Fed has been raising interest rates, banks actually kind of lowered their interest rates on their own just because of demand, and they couldn't sell any home loans because nobody wanted them. So the banks actually kind of inched down their own rates on their own. according to data from Freddie Mac. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 6.42% in the week ending December 29, up from 6.27. We had seen rates at around 7% at one point. So now we're at 6.42. So a little bit of relief, but still very high compared to where we were earlier in 2022 when we had rates in the 2% range, depending on what type of mortgage and stuff. I know at a 5-1 ARM, you could get rates at 2.2%. Now, that's not a 30-year, it's a 5-1 ARM, which is based on a 30-year, but still, just to give you an idea, you could get 30 years under 3% at one point on a regular 30-year. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. Also, you can see here, U.S. pending home sales sag more than expected in November, diving for a 6th straight month in the latest indication for a hefty toll. Contracts to buy U.S. previously owned home fell far more than expected in November, diving for a 6th straight month in the latest indication of the hefty toll the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes are taking on the housing market as the central bank seeks to curb inflation. From the National Association of Realtors, fell 4% to 73.9 last month on October. November was the lowest reading, aside from the short-lived drop in the early months of the pandemic, all the way since they launched the index in 2001. And honestly, this is causing more and more people to go into foreclosure and actually lose their homes because they can't sell their homes. So the problem is that there's a lack of buyers because when people actually go to sell their homes, well, you just seen the article here, people aren't buying homes right now because if someone needs to sell their home, well, a buyer looks at the home and says, well, now I have to go get a mortgage and it's at 6.5%. And this is if they have good credit. They have bad credit, it's going to be even higher. And this is sending a new wave of foreclosures to people, and because they can't sell their home. So they'd have to discount it even more significantly. And if anybody had bought their home in the last 12 months, they probably are underwater, meaning that they paid more for their home than it's worth now because home prices have gone down. Because in the last 12 months, the home prices were much higher. Now they've gone down because of what the Fed is doing with interest rates. And this is sending a brand new wave of a financial crisis, similar to what we've seen back in 2000, 2001, and 2002 with the mortgage crisis. So we're actually seeing now a new mortgage crisis, a new financial crisis going into 2023, which could really cause a brand new recession type financial crisis again. And this is the problem. Nobody wants to sell their homes unless they're forced to. And when they have to, nobody wants to buy the homes because the interest rates are sky high. Who wants a 7% mortgage interest rate when a year ago they could have got in the 2s or the 3%? So the interest rates are double, which means that you could literally pay $1,000 more in interest per month than you could have a year ago. Yeah, that's the problem. And the other problem with this is it's really raising rents because landlords know that the cost is more. And anybody who is a new landlord, the cost is more. The electricity costs are more because, well, electricity is up. Everybody knows electricity is up. And this largely is because of 40% of the cost of electricity is because of natural gas. Again, oil, gas, and electricity all is up. So really the cost on everything is up. Yeah, and this is why so many people are really down to their last 30 days or so and are just in trouble. People are stuck in their homes, can't sell. People are stuck with this inflation crisis. Now we have a new mortgage crisis, and it's a tough spot going into 2023. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. Also, we have Congress working on several new items in Congress. Republicans, Democrats going to be fighting as ever. And some of it's good and some of it's not good. I'll just give you a preview here of some of the things here. Yeah, House Republicans prepare to counter Democrat priorities with new bills. Particularly one, they want to try to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act, which Republicans hate because the Democrats passed it on their own without any Republican support. Similar to what the Republicans passed in 2017, the Trump tax cuts, when the Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and passed that through the reconciliation process with no Democrat support. So both parties do this, and when one party does it, the other party kind of hates it and tries to undo it. There's always some good stuff in there. And in any of these bills, there always seems to be some good stuff in there and some bad stuff in there. And it really depends on what side of the aisle you're on. I try to look at things just kind of realistically and say what's good for the people. There is some good stuff in there if you just look at it realistically, like reducing the cost of prescription drugs in there, and reducing the cost of insulin and prescriptions for seniors and stuff like that. But we'll see. The other kind of well, there's a lot of different things here, but the other kind of controversial thing here is the hiring of the IRS agents. They say up to 87,000 IRS agents. They haven't been able to hire anywhere even close to that. It's going to take many, many years to be able to even hire anywhere close to that. Kind of the double-edged sword on that is that if you try to call the IRS, well, you can't really even talk to anybody because they don't have enough phone agents to talk to anybody. So on one hand, you need phone agents to be able to talk to somebody. On the other hand, if you've been waiting for an IRS tax refund, I've had thousands of comments from people saying, "Where's my tax refund? I've been waiting for it for months or even years in some cases." Well, it's because they have a shortage of workers, and if your IRS tax refund isn't 100% correct and every T is crossed and I is dotted, and it gets it has to be looked at by somebody, then you're SOL because you're going to wait a long time. Well, the Republicans want to not, they want to have the IRS at a bare minimum so that nobody gets audited. And it's just kind of, different ideologies and, different, party, just how they look at the IRS, right? You kind of think about how Trump didn't get audited and he was supposed to. I don't know. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. But if they cut the IRS, and I get it, nobody wants to get audited. But at some point, you got to have some employees so you can at least talk to somebody or you can at least get your tax refund. Because if you don't get audited, then you want to have some employees so you can at least have customer service there or get your tax refund. So maybe have people in those departments, but not the audit departments, right? So I don't know. You let me know your thoughts here in the comments. We'll be going over a lot of these different things here in these videos upcoming. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the bell icon after you subscribe. And thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos as well. You can click here to watch my newest video next. Also, we will be having cash giveaways here as well. So if you've seen that, here's actually my most recent video with a cash giveaway here. You can click that video here if you haven't seen that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.